Hey guys, good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Hang out with me for a little bit if you've got some time this morning. I have an unexpected quiet morning and I thought I'm going to hop on here. I have the desire to do a little creating, and what a good time to do that, right? Because it's quiet. Yeah. My college son is home and he's still sleeping. No surprise. I don't know if you guys have had college kids, but they come home, they eat, and then they sleep. That's what happens at first. So before anything else happens, you might as well just feed them big and plan on a long, long rest. So come on in, guys. Hey, Lori, how are you? My youngest daughter is off to school. Can you believe, as a sixth grader, she has finals? She had 2 tests yesterday. She has 2 tests today and 2 tests tomorrow. Hey, Missy, how are you? Good to see you guys. Hey, Christina, good morning to you. Good morning, Miss Carol. Good morning. Hello. Oh, Diane, thank you guys for hopping on. I so appreciate it. Hello, Leslie. Hi. Hi. Come on in. I'm drinking coffee. Now, I'm going to confess it to you because I don't hide much from you guys. This is my 3rd cup of coffee, but I haven't drank it all yet, right? It is a giant cup, though. I think my coffee maker would say I'm over the 3 cups, because they measure cups in like a sippy shot glass size, and Mama P drinks hers out of a big cup. Hey, Debbie, good morning. Good morning. So I have an idea, and I wanted to play with it, and I thought we might play together, if that's okay. I thought I would bring you a little journal project that is so inexpensive and really easy. I know, can you believe that? That's a lot of stress. And she's used to tests and she doesn't really stress out about it. But the idea of finals, that is kind of makes you a little more nervous, right? And then my high schooler will be flying in tonight. Hey, Dana. So prayers for her safety, and it's going to be a long day and a long night, but that's okay. That's okay. So I happen to absolutely love a wooden covered book. I don't know if you guys have seen me work on those in the past. Hey, Stephanie, it's good to see you. But I love a wooden book cover, and I have bought several different wooden book covers, usually at thrift stores or flea markets, that were used as a guest book or something. And I've tried to replicate them here at home, and I haven't had any luck. I'm still working on it. I'm going to figure it out. But I love using wood for a book cover. I don't know, I just really like it. Partly because beyond journaling, thank you, Missy, I really like working with wood. I love to paint, stain, decoupage, all those other fun things. And a piece of wood gives you some advantages, hey, Kathy, that you just don't get in other methods, okay? So these are Dollar Tree. These are Dollar Tree wooden planks. I opened them so you didn't have to listen to the noise that they make, but my little Dollar Tree had each of these sizes. And the squares are 4.5-inch square, and there's 6 of them in here for $1.25. Good morning, Mary. And the rectangles are 7 by 3, thereabouts, give or take a little bit. Good morning, Karen. And there's also 6 in here. So these make 3 book covers, 3 sets of book covers. So super inexpensive, and a great little size for a little keepsake journal. Hey, Kendra, it's good to see you, sweetie. So I thought we would just walk through the process of how you could go to your Dollar Tree, $1.25. You could make 3 journals with that. And I just have, the only papers I pulled out today are the stuff that I have left from the 2 little books we put together earlier. You could literally put any kind of paper in these that you want to. I would just think about how you would use it or how the recipient of it would use it. I have this package of, this is so old, it's from Kmart, y'all. You see that? Isn't that funny? The post extenders fell out of the bottom of it. It is so funny. Hang on, I'm going to flip my camera, which just takes me a second here. There you go. So this is an old Kmart scrapbook refill, but this kind of paper, you can get this around you. You can buy this. Hey, Debbie Fritz. This is affordable stuff, and it comes in white, black, tan. I thought we might use this for the most of the pages in our little book today. because I know that you can get this. I paid 99 cents for it, I think. Probably less than that because there was a bunch. Thank you, Debbie. And then just some of my vintage papers that, you know what I like by now. A map, some hymnals, some book page. This was all out of that big bundle of vintage paper I got. So you've never seen that before. This was the old, well, obviously old by the packaging, how scrapbooks were back in the old days. And I have bought some old scrapbooks at local thrift stores that have the papers still in them that were never ever used. And I love that stuff too. I will tell you, when you get this kind of paper, if it's old, it doesn't fold very well. So we're going to do a ring binding on this. And so it makes it perfect for this because, like I said, this doesn't fold well. It tends to crack. And so to sew in a signature with this paper is not really great. He made maps. Oh my gosh, Judy, how amazing is that? These are just old atlas books, which I also just keep an eye out for. Hey, Allie, lots of times at yard sales, you'll find an old atlas, and I just ripped the pages out. Okay, so that's what I have. And then I was watching Sweet Michelle the other day do some of her multimedia stuff, and I did just a couple of messy pages, okay? I like this one better. My words maybe come through too much, but I thought we might tear up a little bit of this. Good morning, Sherry. So we have the rectangle and we have the square. Either one is fine. If I were making this as a gift, I would try to think about what I would envision the person using it for. So this one would be great because it would hold photos better if you wanted to do that. It would also give you a little more leeway with scrapbook paper or graphics. Just because of the shape of it, you would get more of your material. This one I see as a great little, good morning, Ruth, a little list book, something you carry with you and take your daily notes in. Value City. Missy, I want to go to Value City. That sounds like my kind of store. So that's it. So we have those. I grabbed these. These are just some old postcards I've had for a long time out there, and I haven't used them. Because I think they're too cute to use. Do you guys have stuff like that? I know you do. So I brought those in. I thought we might sprinkle just a little bit of color in our books with them. But these are so 1970s. Aren't they funny? The sun is going to come over my kid's house and whack us right in the eye here in a minute. So if it gets too bad, I'll move the camera around and we'll see. I may have to change where I'm sitting. Okay, so let's just start with these. It doesn't matter. Any size little wood planks that you can get. I will tell you that I'm pretty happy with these. Can you see there's just a little bit of wiggle in them? If you were going to be gifting this and you're particular about it, you would pick through your package. So I have 6 in here, right? Dana, you have things like that? Me too. I got lots of things like that. And you might find the 2 that sit together with the least gaps. So if you're looking head on at this one, you can see that if I push the ends, you might see a little bit of gap. But it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me at all. So these 2, though, they really fit together really well. There comes the sun, you guys, and I'm so thankful for it, but I'm just going to scoot instead of fight. So hold, please. Okay. We're just going to sit at this chair, and then the sun doesn't come get us. And you get a little more table view, right? Yeah, a little more. Let me bring you a little closer. Okay. There we go. Now it'll come in and hit me in the eyes, but not you guys. Okay, so to push the rings, holes in there, I don't know if you guys ever get access to these. This was 50 cents at my thrift store. These are the old medical hole punches. Hey, Rose, how are you? They're super great for a ring binder system, especially on a smaller project like this. But my wood pieces won't fit in there. So I have my honker puncher here today. But you can drill, of course, through these pretty simple. And it's only the covers that you have to worry about getting through. The pages, of course, is just paper. Okay? So let's get some pages going. And let me just show you what I'm thinking, because I want this to be easy and relaxing. Okay? So I'm just going to stick these away. Again, these are just from my local Dollar Tree. 6 wood planks in a package. My store has them in the squares and the rectangles. Okay? And either one or both. Just imagine how fun this would be to just take, if you do Christmas cards, and just keep your Christmas cards for the year. I did something similar for this the year my son Danny graduated high school. And all the cards that he got, we put them in there. Okay. And you think you're going to love this, Debbie? I think you will too, because we can get this. We can get this finished. And I'm just going to tear my pages, and I'm going to use my little wood plank as my tearing ruler. So how easy is that, right? I'm just going to tear and slide and tear again. And now I have my paper. This one even has a crinkled corner. And this one, we have some print all the way up and down. So I'm just going to turn it over, use it like a tear ruler, and just tear that. And now I have a page. And it's, what is that movie? And it's a good page too. What is that? I can't remember. But it fits, right? It's easy. Good morning, my Michelle. How are you? Hey, Debbie. So let's just get some graphics pulled. This was a book page I tried to put in the other book and it wanted to crack. So for this, it works great. It also really drives me nuts. It's upside, oh, Christina. It's upside down when you turn it. So no matter how we put it in this book, it's gonna have an upside down size. And I kind of resent that. I mean, really. But we're gonna use it. It's not as tall, but that's okay. The height doesn't have to be just right. Hey, Sherry, good morning. Let's get a little piece of this butterfly off this paper up here. And like I said, we're just ripping along. How easy is that, you guys? No. Judy, do you have vintage laces? We love vintage laces around here. Okay, we're just, and my little scrap pieces, I'm just gonna put them over here in another pile. All right, let's get, I love a map, and I don't even really always wanna know where the map comes from. Sometimes you do, sometimes it's important to the project. Maybe you're making a book for somebody who, you know, you want it to reflect them, but I just want some map. That's all I'm after. All I'm after is just the map. So again, I'm just gonna use this little piece of wood as my tearing ruler, just like that, just like that. And we're just gonna get a piece right out of there. I love this one because it's kind of all blue. And so we kind of have a neat perspective on this one because it's city map on one side and really mostly water on the other. So let's see if we can just get a little piece of this. There we go. Just like that. And now we have another piece. Here's this super cool little bit of journal. And I love that it's just perfect for this piece right here of the paper. So we're just gonna line it up. Oops. Now we got a hanger. So we'll just turn around and tear it off the other way. Now, when you're making a ring-bound book, the really, really, really coolest thing, good morning, Dolores, is that you decide how many pages you want. And you can have 5 pages or 100 pages. The only difference is the size book ring that you need. So you just do pages until you're happy. I like that idea. I like to just do things till I'm happy. Here's some of our hymnal paper. Let's see. It feels like it's thick. Yep. Send the light. Love took it away. I want to know more about my Lord in one of these days. I wonder. Oh, look at that. It's like perfect. We're going to get the words of the title in our hymnal. Love that. Okay. Hang on. Oh, Judy, Judy, send me a message. I have packages of lace already made up, anywhere from 10 yards to 100. And we can talk about it and get you set up. Sorry, I missed that part. Thank you, Christina. You can absolutely. With the holidays, I'm just not going to get a sale in December. So if there's something you're looking for, just shoot me a message, okay? Okay, so I'm just going to line it up because I want the title. And there we go. So we're just making this stack of beautiful little fun papers in here. What else have we got? Here's a scripture page right out of Psalms. That's always good for me. I need my Psalms. Hey guys, as soon as we get done ripping paper here, I want to read you the whole little book that I got from Michelle this morning in my package because it is so cool. After I got off the live, I took a minute and read the whole thing, and oh, it is so nice. It is so cool. We got to read it together. Got to. Okay, there's a scripture page. Moving my little scraps out of the way, and we've got an old dictionary piece here. What do we want? I don't think it matters. So let's just get, I want words, but this will give us, I don't have Adeline yet this morning. My husband and my daughter both work for the same school district, and they're out at noon today. So I don't have her this morning. Her husband didn't have to work this morning, and she gets off at noon. So I'm on call in case they need to do something, but I'm not scheduled to have her today. Feels weird. Feels really weird. Okay, let's see. Get that lined up a little bit better and just pull it right out. You finally went to a thrift store. Oh my gosh, Sherry. If I only went to a thrift store every 3 years, my house would look completely different. Completely different. Okay, so whatever kind of paper you have, this would absolutely be so much fun to do a little art book with, and just get you some inexpensive sketch pad. You can buy those at the Dollar Tree or the dollar store. Get you some watercolor paper. I usually pick up my watercolor paper at Five Below because it's $5 for a nice big package of watercolor paper. And they have several sizes of watercolor paper to choose from there. So anyway, there we go with those. Let's pick out a postcard or two and see what we want to do. These are so psychedelic. Michelle, what would you think about some of these in a package? I don't know. You're kind of leaning into the color here lately. So they're just this much too wide. And I think, yeah, I'm sure. I'm going to use this now. Sorry, guys. I got the morning throat. I know. I love how she is in our lives. I'm going to use this just to fold now. So I've lined it up on this side. You're going on a Viking River cruise? Joanne, oh my gosh. Welcome. I'm so excited. You're sharing your trip day with us. So now I'm just going to use this to fold. You might need a coffee diet. You probably have to do something to him, sister. And then we're just going to use that to fold over the whip to match our book. And then we'll have a cute little tuck. We can glue it or, you know, whatever. But I don't want to lose that wild and crazy color. I mean, since we're going with the color, let's just go with it, right? All right. And then I'm just using that to fold over. So now we have two of our little postcards. And then let's just take a sheet of this 12 by 12 old scrapbook paper and get just some plain pages to finish up our pages. And then I'll show you what I'm thinking and do that. Oh, thanks, Sherry. We're having so much fun. So much fun. I'm having fun. Michelle, are you having fun? I think you're having fun. I think it's a great idea. I think it's something we should all do as friends more often, you know, because we all have different stuff and a little different styles. So, and whatever our style is, we usually have plenty of it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. Cruising in Europe. I've never been. to Europe. Been to Africa a couple of times, and I've been to Central America a couple of times, but I've never been to Europe. Well, I don't think you count sitting on the tarmac at the airport, you know, for a refueling to count. Okay, and this one has the holes in it, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I may feel okay about it if we turn it the other way. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. We're getting there. You should be opening your gift, but you're watching me instead. Well, that's okay. We'll forgive you then. We'll wait a little while longer for you. All right, and now I'm just going to line these up. And I'm going to leave them full length because most of our pages are full length. But you could so cut these in half and just have shorter pages. That's okay too. But there you go. And there you go, guys. We have a lot of pages now for our little book here. And you could do, like I said, as many as you want to. I brought in, I buried them, 1-inch book rings. And you can find these at the Dollar Tree a lot of times. I ordered mine on Amazon because I use a lot of them. They're inexpensive, but this 1-inch ring will make us up to probably 20 pages in our book and be just fine. But you're only limited by the size of your book ring. If you had a 2-inch ring, you could put, you know, so many pages in here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, I think. Now I'm like, okay, Cheryl, now what are you going to do, silly? I think we need a template for our pages to punch for, just to make them all the same. And I really, really love this thing, you guys. I really love this old medical paper punch. Check your thrift stores because they are so readily available around here. And like I said, this one was 50 cents. I have spent upwards of $2 for them, but this one was 50 cents. And I liked it. I'm an eyeballer, but I do like, it has this little guide here that will hold your paper. And so I just kind of get it eyeballed to where I want it. And it looks pretty centered to me. You know, you don't have to sweat it, but so this will give me, if I look at my pages, a pretty good idea of 2 evenly spaced holes. You can put as many holes in yours as you want, but I think 2 is enough. So I have this, it's a scrap piece of mailing label here, and I'm just gonna punch it, okay? Now I have a template guide for trying, I haven't tried this, I should have before I got here, to put my holes in this, okay? And because I got to use my big honker here, my big We Are Memory Keepers Crop-A-Dial, hardiest hole puncher I know of. And I'm going to see if I can get through this wood. I have never tried to punch something with this crazy thing. It hasn't gone through, so I'm either going to break it or it's going to work. Hey, Cindy, how are you? So I'm just going to hold my template, and you can see where the little holes are there. And the Crop-A-Dial is great because you can see that puncher mechanism. Look at that, it went right through. Coming down, and you can place that hole exactly where you want it. So I'm gonna just reline up my template and get the second hole. Oh, that works so good. Oh, I'm relieved, okay? So now I've got one. Where's my other one? Christina Martin, you're supposed to be my secretary. Where are you this morning? I can't find my other cover. There it is, wait. As soon as I admit defeat, guys, I always find what I'm looking for. Do you do that? I want to know if I'm the only person on the planet. The other day I was searching and searching and searching for something. I can't remember now what it was. I could not find it. I was so frustrated. I was looking and fussing and getting so upset with myself. What did you do with it? Where did you put it? You know you need it, right? And the minute I asked my 11-year-old daughter to help me find it, I literally said, Merritt, I need you to help me find this. This is what we're looking for. And I turned my head and there it was. It wasn't even hidden. It wasn't even hidden. All I had to do was admit I couldn't find it. I find that very frustrating. I find that very frustrating. Okay, now this one, it's more important to me that the holes match than my template being perfect because we kind of cut our, that makes me feel so much better. I'm sorry for you, but it makes me feel better. And if you see right here, you can see that my template slid across my paper a little bit So I just want to match the holes, okay? So I know, and I'm just eyeballing, but if I line up the holes on my first cover, and it's just a tiny bit off the edge, can you see that? Hey, Andrea, how are you? So I want to do the same thing on this one, okay? So again, now that I know it's going to work, I feel so much better. It hasn't helped you find your stickles. I'm so sorry. I'm just like, you know, if I was going to find it in 3 seconds, then one, I either should have asked for help 15 minutes ago and saved me the frustration, or I should have waited 3 more seconds and just found it on my own, right? Right. Okay. So now we have our 2 wooden covers with our ring holes in there placed, right? And they should match, these ring holes should match our medical punch. So we can do our papers with this one if we want to, or you can just keep using the template and whatever hole punch you have. If you're strong enough, girl, you go for it with a regular puncher. Mama P's hands are not that good anymore. If you have a little Dremel or a drill, you can put your holes in the wood with that and then use whatever. Hey, Ann, how are you? It's so good to see you guys. First of all, thank you for hanging out with me this morning. I should always say that, and I get busy, and sometimes I forget. I appreciate you guys so much. Okay, I've got to read this little book that Michelle sent this morning. So I opened my package from her this morning in our friend gift exchange, and this is what it is. And it was so hard to get good video, but look at the cover. It's like a plastic film. It's definitely age colored, but listen to it. Good morning, Karma. And so it's tied with an old ribbon, and I opened it up, and I want you guys to kind of see it. And then I thought, I'm going to read the first page of that while I'm opening it up and see. And it was kind of depressing. I got to tell you, it was kind of depressing. And I thought, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. But then I read the whole thing after I got done. So if you'll indulge me, let me read this to you. It is so cool. It is so precious, Chris Hunter. It's unbelievable. So it's got this little picture of a winter scene, and the book paper, yeah, can you hear that? So it says, listen to this. Ah, me, that's what it says. Ah, me, the summer long has passed and days are dark and drear. Each tinted leaf that autumn cast dies with the dying year. Isn't that exciting? The world is sad with winter's woe. The wind is sharp and chill, and sudden gusts of blinding snow sweep over plain and hill. Kleenex, anybody? That's so sad. Look at this. And then it says, the sullen sea, grief worn and gray, low moans a solemn dirge. As though the foam-flecked shingled bay, the restless billows surge. And ever wheels the seagull round beneath the darkening sky, and ever wave-washed rocks around her ceaseless plaintive cry. Well, this is depressing, isn't it? Look at this sweet little picture here. And woodland ways are brown and bare throughout the forest land. Gaunt in the misty, icy air, the tall, dark poplars stand. And where the honeysuckle clings in summer's golden day, the robin shivers as he sings upon the thorny spray. It's getting worse, y'all. It's getting worse. Here's the next page. When sorrow wails from every break, sad shore and fretful sea, O hearts that yearn, O hearts that ache, what gladness then for thee? What gladness when the roses go, when every songster flies? Can mirth and laughter live? Ah, no. They die when summer dies. Michelle, did you read this? And then we turn the page, and it says, but hark, the joy bells clash and clang. Once more the tale is told, the tidings that the angels sang in Bethlehem of old. Ah, yes, Yule comes on earth to reign with mirthful, loving rule. and aching hearts are glad again beneath the bells of Yule. We have this page. Oh, bells, unequal joy is thine, though storm clouds darkly lower. The magic of the love divine floats out from spire and tower. Oh, bells, though sweet is summer's day, 'tis sweeter's far to hear the wintry carols as they say, rejoice, for Christ is near. Isn't that so sweet? You guys, I needed that reminder today. I don't know if you did. Maybe the holidays are tough. Maybe you're a little stressed out like me. Maybe like Mama P, you're not sure you're ready and you're not sure you're going to be ready. Maybe it feels like the best things have already come to pass. Isn't it beautiful, Shelley? But hark, I loved that. When I turned the page and I read that, but hark, I'm like, yep. Isn't that sweet? Michelle, that is so incredible. Okay, so now we have our covers, our holes lined up, and now we just have all of our pages here that we want to punch holes in. I'm not going to worry about the order right now. I just want to make sure they're all upright. You know, it doesn't have anything in it about the author. It just is. Somebody made this. There is nothing. It opens right up and starts the poem. So I don't know is the only answer I have. So I just want to look at my pages as if they were in my book and make sure they're upside right, except that one silly graphic that half of it's going to be upside down no matter what we do. And that may drive me too crazy for words, and I may have to take it out. And I just want to, I think the L should be upright on our little pretty paper. Yeah, these are all upside down because I turned everything around. So let's see. I want the numbers on the outside of that. I want that to be like that, and this, and I want the flip on the outside, and I want the little pre-punched hole on the inside so it doesn't show too much. Okay, so I'm just gonna stack all these up, all right? Now, if I did it all right, I should be able to slide them all in here, make one punch, and it should all line up. If I didn't have this punch planned out, I would just use my template again, just like this, and then punch them with whatever device you have handy, okay? So I'm just gonna push them in, my little puncher here. I'm gonna line them up as best I can. They don't have to be perfect. And then I'm just gonna slide my little template and make sure that my holes line up to match, okay? So when I do it and it's wrong, that tells me I may have it on upside down. I just spin it over and now it matches. And there they go. And there they are. Okay, so that's it. All of our pages are now hole punched. And we can just begin to decide what order we want to put them in inside our little Dollar Tree covers. Okay, this is like a 33-cent set of wooden covers. It's just scrap paper. You use whatever you've got and just put some paper in a book, okay? So I'm gonna start because I have, I made these plain scrapbook page papers. I'm gonna pull them out and I'm gonna put all my pretty papers here, all right? So let's look and see what we might want in the beginning. And I'm gonna go with the ledger because you could write a note in this if it was a gift. It would also be where, whatever it's going to say, personal notes, 2024, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to set it on there and I'm going to get my covers flipped so they match my holes, and it should work. Why is it not working? Because I totally did them around backwards. So if I put my paper the wrong way with the numbers, no, still not lined up. You've got to be smarter than the wood, and so far that is a big no for me. All right, if they're not right, we just repunch them because I did them all upside down. That's what I did. They match this way. So let me see if I can line them. There we go. But just go the other way. And we're just lining up papers and holes, working our way up. Something decorative. Something plain. May have to, I think we'll tear up another piece of that paper because I really like it. But I think we'll grab the decorated pieces and call them plainer. And we'll just be a little bit cognizant of how we're putting that together. So we have that, and we have this. We need just a few more pieces of the plain scrapbook paper. All right, does that make sense? You just stack them in however you want, because it doesn't, at this stage of the game, it doesn't matter. And the real joy of a ring binding is all you got to do is pop the rings apart and switch your pages around, right? There is no critical error when you're making a wood cover or a ring bound a book. So let's get a couple more of these. We're just sliding down, lining up, and ripping. Set that out of the way before I make a bigger mess. And lining it up, using it as our guide, and ripping it down, and then we're ripping it across. I tell you, it just doesn't take very much material. So as a junk journaler, I have hundreds of pounds of paper, hundreds of pounds of paper. If I have any paper, I have 100 pounds or more, at least, way more than that. And it just takes so little to make something. I'm on a roll. That was my husband and my son calling within the last minute there. If they call back, I'll have to pause you guys and check because, you know, then you get a little worried. Okay, now we need to punch our holes in these other two blank pages we just did, which are both in my hand, right? So we're just gonna line them up in our little 2-hole punch and get them to line up. And there's our map. And here's our other plain page. And then here's our cover. Okay, so let's see how close we are. And I think my problem is this cover. I think I may have mispunched a hole because it doesn't seem to matter which way I turn it. It doesn't want to line up. Wait, that way. Okay, so now I kind of have them lined up. You're going to have to put them on your ring one at a time, but just grab your book ring, open it up. I always stand my pages kind of up like this, and that way I can kind of see the holes in a line. And I'm just gonna work my way through all of my little pages. If anything at this point doesn't line up, trim it off, it's okay. This is a no stress journal. We are not stressing this journal. We're enjoying putting this journal together. So I've weaved it through, right? And now I have my little book ring. I'm just going to do the other the same way. The second one's always way easier. And if you have a third one, it really goes easy. Okay, so our little journal is constructed, right? That's all there is to it. These, hey, Tammy, welcome. These come 8 or 10 or 12 to a set at the Dollar Tree, book rings, 1 inch. The planks were 6 in a package at the Dollar Tree. So you got that, and you only need 2 for a book, and just scrap papers of whatever you have and as many pages as you want. Now this 1 inch ring works great with about the, what did we do, 12 or 15 pages that's in here. And you can see that I still have, when I open my book up here, I still have ample room to turn everything. So I have room to add more pages in. So if I get going with this and I'm like, oh, I really wish I had some more something or other, just tear you one and stick it in there. And you can also take them apart to work on them. Jerusalem is on this page. And a whole bunch of other words I couldn't pronounce. So I'm glad it's Jerusalem I saw first. At least I can pronounce that one. Okay, so, and then your cover is totally up to you. It's a totally different way to express your own creativity. You can paint on here. You can stain it with a little bit of acrylic paint and water. You can decoupage on here with a napkin. You could make a multimedia piece. This gives us a whole different medium to work with in addition to our paper crafting part, okay? So I personally love this idea. I hope you guys do too. I don't have all my painting stuff here, so I'm not gonna finish my cover today. I'm gonna save that. But what I envision for me is some book page put down, some music, just a collage. That's what I kind of envision, is a collage of the things that are inside. Hey, Jenny, we're making a very simple junk journal this morning, girl. I'm gonna get ready to put together the square one. If you guys wanna hang out, I'm gonna leave you here. If you gotta go, I get it. But if you're free, okay? So let's look at this rectangular one. Like I said, this is the perfect carry around. This would make a great list keeper's book. This would also be a great little writing journal, I think. And you could just put notebook paper in it. You know, you could make 90% of your pages just notebook paper, just plain old from the store. There, you got to watch and learn from the pro. Well, you could watch all day and learn from pros around here. So, Jenny, we're making wooden covered journals with Dollar Tree wood planks, they're called, wood planks, okay? We got the squares and we got the rectangles, okay? And we put together a rectangle, and now we're gonna put together a square. So again, I'm just gonna take two randomly out of the package. I just wanna make sure we don't have one that's crazy warped, just for ease. And these fit together pretty good, okay? I can look now at my template here and see that this distance for holes is also gonna work for this cover. So that's a bonus. That's a bonus. We are not using any scissors, so I've got my wood plank here, and I'm gonna go right back through my papers again and rip some more to the size of this block. So you just press the wood down to get a nice grip and tear along that other edge and right on down. Now you decide how much of a junk journaler you are, if you have to keep this or not. I don't have to keep this. That's what I tell myself all the time. I don't have to keep that. I can keep it, but I don't have to. Okay? So, one little page stacked up there, two little scraps stacked over there, this dictionary page. I love the little tabby edge to it. So I'm gonna try my best to tear off this little bit of edge and not lose everything. Okay. It's kind of brittle, which kind of helps that process. And we're not going for perfection here. That's why we're tearing. So we're not, repeat after me, we're not gonna stress about the details here. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this one because we got a little bit of paper left. And some of that old paper will just about break when you fold it. So that's okay. If you were gonna sew your signatures in and you go to tear a piece of paper and it breaks, that's not good. You can't sew it in, it will break in your sewn in area. So, but for this, it's perfectly fine. All right, so let's get a little bit of this ledger paper. This is some really heavyweight ledger paper. This ledger was meant to be written in. That's right, Christina. And it will be perfect just the way it is. And if they stick out, that's totally up to you to decide how you like it or don't like it. Now for this one, we're gonna get this little staple hole, but the paper still has great integrity. So I'm gonna use the staple part of it. I think I'll move it over this way and get it closer to the edge, but I'm just gonna use that. I'm all right with that. Okay, putting my better size scraps are going over here in a pile. Okay, and now we've got this. It's gonna wanna fold, but that's okay. It's gonna go in our book there anyway. All right, let's grab another sheet of our map. I just threw map on the floor. Now it's a real project. When my papers hit the floor, now we're really working. This is a Michigan map, just happens to be. Said I don't usually pay much attention to it. I just grab a sheet of map that I like the colors. I hope it's a fun idea, Judy, and I think it is. first of all, doable, right? I mean, we're going to have 2 of these babies put together in an hour. And that's with me chatting. If I crafted without talking, imagine what we could get done, but it wouldn't be near as much fun. So we'll take the chat. It would be way more lonely. Okay. So I'm just using this square and I'm moving it around on my paper and tearing right along the edge of my wooden square. I don't need scissors. I don't need any glue at this point. I need some paper and some wood blocks. And I don't want the Detroit because that is so obviously Michigan. So that piece goes over in my little scrap pile. And there's a piece of map going up there. Here is our Psalms, and they'll just about fit this way. So let's take it out that way. This one is going to be wide, but I'm going to leave it for now. I know, Carol, it's the best part. We don't have to craft alone, right? I'm going to leave it a little bit wider. I can always tear it off later if I don't like it sticking out. But I've never been too offended by papers sticking out, which is a good thing because I am not the detail girl. I'm just not. Okay, let's get a little bit more of our artistic papers here. I'm just piling up some scraps that are in the way over here. Okay, there we go. We probably have enough of this silly upside down, right side up graphic thing to use. Let's get some of that. Okay. So there's this one, which is really going to drive me nuts. And it even has the tape on it where I tried to fix it when it wanted to peel. We'll leave it on. We'll make an executive decision about that one later. Okay, let's figure out how we want to go about this one. So we're just lining up and sliding down. Go. And then, I like the bottom of that H. Just leaves a little bit of a, gee, I wonder what that said. And look, we get 2 perfect size pieces. That's nice. That's nice. So we should get, if we did about the same thing, we should get 2 of these too, right? We could also, maybe this one we won't tear it, we'll fold it, and it'll make like a pre-made pocket that way. So this one, we have the pretty painty stuff on this side, but it's plain here. I think I'm just gonna fold it and we'll put our holes in this side, and then we have a pre-made pocket out of that piece. So let's just leave that intact, and let's get a little bit of our scrapbook paper started here. This would be a fantastic little project that anybody could do. I'm thinking about, while my daughter's home on her visit, she and her sister could make a little memory book just of her Christmas visit this year. We could print some pictures off that'll happen throughout the time of her visit, and she could make a little scrapbook when she goes back to school. How cool is that? And it's so inexpensive and easy and direct that you can just do it. You can just do it. Let's pick. Now, this is my favorite postcard in here because I love bluebirds. I just love bluebirds. So let me grab one of these, and then let's get back and find one that's not the bluebirds. We'll go with this wild green one here. And these two, I think, yeah, they're going to be just right. So we're just going to fold them as well instead of tearing it off. So I'm just making a mark. And then I'm going to line it up and give it a fold. And this will make a little tuck spot in. Gosh, now that I said that, I'm thinking that's what we're going to do with the girls. Because I think they could decorate the covers, even if they just used markers, if they didn't want to paint. I think that would work. Kind of excited about that idea. Ooh, and I love the color of this postcard on the back. Can you see how weathered that is? And it's small, and easy to travel with and keep with you. We're going to do that. We are so going to do that. All right, I'm going to grab a couple of sheets of this because it'll tear 2 at a time. And let's just get a few more squares of this. Tell you, have you guys seen the graphics for the 5 journals on a journey coming up next year in January? I'm so excited about this. I am so excited. 5 of us journal making friends are gonna make books together. I can't wait for it. So be watching for more details, and it is going to be something you're going to love. You're going to love. Okay. Tear. Ooh, that one really tore wonky. I'm kind of excited about that. That's not bothering me either. I'm not too bothered this morning. That's new and different. Okay, so now, same thing. We've got a whole stack of papers here cut to size. Let's go ahead and get our holes in our cover. Okay, so here's my template that matches my hole puncher of my little medical stuff. Hello, everybody. Come in. Come on in, and here's my cover, right? So I'm just gonna line up. I'm using the light through the window. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can see the wood through there. So I can line up what is evenly spaced on my little block, okay? I don't even have a pen here, but I'm just gonna use my fingernail, and I'm gonna make a little mark. I'm just gonna put a little fold in this paper so I know how it works. Tammy, my brittle broke great yesterday. It's not quite as airy as the first batch. I think it's just the weather, but it eats perfectly. So whew, I'm happy. Okay, so I've lined that up. I made a little mark. If you have a pencil handy, and any good crafter should have a pencil handy, you could just make a little mark that that's the top edge of your cover. Okay, and I'm just gonna line up my big chomper here. I'm trying not to be too loud or shake the table too much. There we go. Yeah, thank you. I love this shirt. It actually got kind of lost in my drawer, and I haven't worn it for quite a while. It's like having a new shirt this morning. Okay, we're gonna line that up. There we go. And now we have our holes right here. I still have it. I just don't have a space for it here in my tiny house. So it's over here against the wall, and I know it's there. Nobody else probably even knows it still exists. But it was a great big wood round that my friend Kim helped me paint. And it just says, is Jesus worth it? Is Jesus worth it? And that's what this reminds me of. In the morning when I rise, give me Jesus. It's all I need, right? It's enough. It's all I need. But at the same time, at the end of the day, that sign always hung right outside my bedroom door. Because when I went to bed at night, I wanted to look at that sign and ask myself every day, is Jesus enough? Is the fact that I did today what God called me to do enough? Is he worth it? And it was just the mindset I needed to end my day. Because some days you wonder, right? Is it enough? Is he worth it? Okay, so now I've got my little template. I've got both of my wood covers with holes that line up. Sometimes you got to turn them around, but there you go. Now, like I said, these 2 holes match this, but I need to set my little guide on this thing shorter, right? Because I want to hit the middle. So I'm just using my paper again and pushing. This thing could use some WD-40. Get you started in, keeps you going. I feel that way. Okay. And that looks pretty close to me. Now I have my template here. Now you could cut this off. I'm just really being kind of lazy about it. But I marked the corners of it, right? So I'm just folding it like this. And I'm just checking that I have those holes pretty close. They're pretty close. Pretty close. I think it needs to come this way just a hair. And then I'm lining this back in. And I went too far. That's why it really needs some WD-40. Because it's really hard to get it just a hair. Okay, so that's really good. So now I'm just gonna take a second, and these are squares, so it doesn't really matter that they're all turned the right way. Right? We know we wanted this one to be a pocket, so it's got the folded edge to the outside. We want our word upside right. Right? This crazy graphic drives me nuts, so out it goes. Executive decisions. Map, right side up. Map, right side up. Ledger, right side up. Right side up with the number out. Right side up, right side. Okay, so now I just have all of my pages stacked up. Okay, and in this case, that little postcard and everything, they're all the same height. So we don't have to worry about any wiggle or fiddling. They're all, yeah, close enough. It's like a 1/4 inch. Is this machine this one? This is just an old medical 2-hole punch for those old doctor records. Carol, you're so sweet. And they are readily available at my thrift stores around here. This one was 50 cents. You see the price tag on it still. Anywhere from 50 cents to $2, and they're everywhere. And I love them because I'm not good at being exact, you guys. This puts my holes all in the same place. So be looking, visit thrift stores, especially if they're near a hospital or a medical area, because all the medical offices have done away with their paper records now. And so they're getting rid of these. And they're just everywhere around me. I would sell them and ship them, but they're too expensive to ship because they're so heavy. So, okay. So half of my pages are gonna fit in there. I'm just gonna punch them and then pick up my other half and recenter them. Make sure everything's just lined up at this back side is all we're really worried about. And if they're not perfect, it's okay as long as they, you know, get a hole in them. That's the big thing. And line it right up there. Now, I know that there are a lot of people who aren't crazy about a ring-bound journal. I happen to love them. You know, you guys know I love all the kinds of covers. I like a ring-bound journal, and I like to decorate them. Give me a second. Will you hang on just a second? I got to show you something. Hush now. See, it was really just a second. I'm back. I made this for Miss Adeline. It says Grammy and Me 2023, and it's just simple photos from my phone that I printed out. I put them on pink paper. I laminated them so she could play with it, open it up, look at all the pictures, just an assortment of pictures of her and me throughout this time. And it's ring bound because that's easy, right? And convenient and simple. But it's so cute too, because you just take some little ribbons or whatever that kind of goes with it. And I think this is adorable, an adorable way to put a book together. Okay. And the other thing I really like about it, thank you. She loved it. I showed it to her yesterday, and it was so cute because the little baby pictures, like, you know, these are the first couple of days of her life. If she knows herself and she loves to look at herself in the camera, she certainly didn't remember that teeny tiny baby. So she kept looking at the book and looking at me and looking at the book and looking at me. Like she knew that was me, but I don't think she knew it was her until we got toward the back. And then, but I think it's a cool idea, but I wanted to show you this. This is just a few pieces. Michelle, this is the ribbons off my gifts from you, some of them, just tied onto those rings. And I think it's super easy and fun. And when she gets a little bit older, or if she were a little bit older, this kind of a yearly book would be great, right? Imagine doing that for your grandkids or your kids. A few pictures from the year. As they get older and can read and stuff, you could make some notes in between the photographs. You could just mount all of this kind of plain paper and a few little doubled over pocket pieces, tuck some mementos, write some memories, some pages with a picture. I mean, really, not too hard, not too hard. And that's what, it's almost Christmas. We're not after hard. She is so precious. Poor thing, she's got chronic ear infection issue that is just, she's on super strong antibiotics now, trying to get it knocked down. And so all the great little things that go with that. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to pull the ledger pages out as plain, right? Because they're just lined along with all of these. And then I have my pile of plain and I have my pile of pretty, okay? All here. I'm just gonna do what we did before. I'm gonna place my covers and see if I got them lined up right. That'll work, I think. Let's see if it works better that way. Yes, that fits better that way. So this, and then this, and I'm just checking. If it doesn't line up right, try flipping it over, okay? One set of those holes is gonna line up. She probably, Tammy, I'm guessing she will, but you gotta go through so many hoops to get toward that. And this is just like her third ear infection. And so I don't know how far you gotta go. But at this point, we don't think the last one cleared up. We think that it never did completely go away. There's our hymnal. And then let's get let's get another plane because we only have 2 ledgers and I love them. And then line that. And then let's get a map. I know it's kind of boring. This is just how I do it. One fancy, one plain. One fancy, one plain. That is easy for me. And makes sense in my crazy mind. So that's just how I do it. You could do it, you could do 2 plain and a fancy. You could use it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know it is so hard when they don't feel good. Oh, your daughter with Carol. I'm so sorry. Ugh. Okay. Let's get our packet kind of in there toward the middle of the book. And since it's made out of the tan paper, let's grab the other ledger. And then let's go with our scripture. Like I said, the real joy in this is that you can totally rearrange a ringed book. Totally. Because that's all it is. You just pop the rings off and you change it. You say, nope, I didn't like that there. It's never a permanent situation. If you make a total mess up on a page, chuck it out and start again. Which makes them really good for me, because you know me. No, and she's got the 2 bottom teeth through now. So now it's those stupid uppers, and they're really difficult. You know, always difficult. Okay, this, hey, we got this one just about right with the number of pages, you guys. All right, so let's see how close I got to lining them up. Probably not very close at all. Oh, I hate that. I hate to hear that. Okay, so again, I'm gonna kind of stand my book up like this with the holes, everything. Look at how, what a mess. It's not at all smooth at this point. But if I hold it like this, I can flip through it like the pages of a book, right? So as I see the hole, I can just catch the hole and work my way through my pile of pages. Okay, I can't show you that because I can't do it backwards. Oh, thank you, Carol. Hopefully this antibiotic will get it through pretty quick, but they said to expect it to really upset her tummy, which is her other kind of struggle in this life, is her little tummy. So the fact that the medicine would upset her delicate systems that way isn't, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. Okay. So just working my way through my stack of pages here, like that. Like this. Okay, 1 more, 2 more, but they're gonna go together, I just know it. Okay, and so we've got our ring on. And once, like I said, once that first ring is on, if things went fairly well, the second ring should go way easier. I'm loving this is a little more scrappy shabby, the way the pages are kind of fitting in there. That is totally okay. You can trim your pages to fit completely inside the confines. Like these are 4.5-inch blocks. If you cut 4.25-inch pages, they would go right in there and you wouldn't see them at all. That's my Nala dog going back there. She doesn't feel good today either. I tell you guys, we're on a roll. We're on a roll here. She did not eat her food this morning, and that's just not her. That's just not her. Probably means she got out in the yard and ate something she shouldn't. So. Okay. Like I said, the second one goes through. This wood is from the Dollar Tree, Tammy. I'll show you here just in a second. You just go to their Crafter's Square section, and it's called Wood Planks. I am going to decorate these covers. I haven't decided how. I think I'm going to paint them. Hey, Jane. I think I'm going to go back. Jane's here. That's perfect. I love watching Jane paint and crackle and decoupage, one of my favorite mediums. So I think that would be great on here. I think you could do these with holiday. So these are Dollar Tree Crafter's Square wood planks. Sorry, the sun's coming in. And mine had two sizes. These are 4.5-inch squares. And they had 3 by 7-inch rectangles. And there's 6 in a package for $1.25. So you get, you know, I have $2.50. I have 6 sets of book covers here. I have 6 books. So you can't beat that. You can also get the book rings at your Dollar Tree if that's not something you have in your stash. And just two per book. So you need, if you wanted to do all of this, you just need 12, which I think is about what comes in a package. And then it's just paper, y'all. It's just paper, whatever paper you've got. Like I said, use notebook paper. It doesn't matter. Use some construction paper if you have that around. And oh, look, this one's upside. I didn't look. So we'll turn it this way and look, it's right side up. So we have our little note card here that we will tack at the top and bottom, and we have a little tuck spot. Then we have a page. We have our hem. That looks great. Fits right in there. We have our map. That looks good. Oh, I love the ledger. And I love, can you guys see the little, this was the binding of the original, and it fits right in the line where the hole's punched. It's the little things. Makes you excited. And here's our dictionary and a plane. Here's the one we just folded over in 2 and made pockets. You could make a whole book of pockets. You guys know I love that, right? I've made a ton of pocket books. Most of my journals, I make every page a pocket. But you could just tear your paper and fold it in half like this, mount it in the rings. This is enough to hold this together. Seal this up down here, and then every page is a pocket. And then you just decorate the outsides. You could do a whole book with plain paper, just folded over in half, made into pockets. Stiff your stuff down in here, make some notes about what might be in there. I need to make some of those for my business receipts. And actually this size would be perfect for me because I'd actually keep it with me instead of a drawer over there where I bring my receipts home and cram them in there. I may have my next one figured out already. So it's just, there it is. Looks just like that. And then you're ready to decorate it however you want to. Like I said, oh, friends right in the middle of that one. Good, I'm good with that. Our other little pocket page, or a little tuck page. Everything is right side up, y'all. That's pretty good. Oh, we got the butterfly on there. I don't know if you guys can see that. I stamped some butterflies on that. Yes. Are you inspired? Are you inspired? I love this little idea. I love a good practical book. I love something that's easy. I love something that's usable. I'm just sitting here right now thinking I need to make another one of these that's all folded over pages for pockets. I need to make 12 of them. I need to put something on the front that makes me happy, and it needs to be in my purse all the time for my business receipts for 2024. That is something I would literally use, right? Oh, thanks, Allie. I'm glad you do. So think about that. What somebody would literally use. I think this one is the perfect list maker's book. So if you just need a to-do list, you could make these one a month. You could make 12 of these, one for every month of the year. I'm getting there. Thanks, Chris. And then you would have a page a day to just put your to-do list on, your prayer list, whatever it is you keep a running tally of that you do. And it wouldn't have to even have decorated pages in it. These could just be extra fun. And you could have, 30 plain pages in there for your lists. They're small enough you'd use them, right? And you could also make these just as fancy as you wanted to. We could do these up. We could cover them with fabric and lace and, oh, so many fun ideas. I'm not dragging all that stuff out today because my kids are coming home and I ain't got room to have the whole table covered with my crafty stuff. So the journals that we're working on with the fabric covers that we started, they're sitting over here and they're ready for page work. So we're going to do that. I do want to let you guys know that this is my last live until probably almost the first of the year. While the kids are home, I'm not going to be able to spend an hour on camera. If the time happens to happen, I will see you. I will continue to do the daily gift openings with Michelle, and I am loving that so much. I may try to come up with a little reel to post every day. So if you guys interact with those, I appreciate it so much. But this house is going to be hopping. If I get some good pictures, I'll post them for you. And you can share a little bit of your holiday with our craziness. The Ethiopian feast is an event around here. My tiny little house busts because it's open door. Bring any friend you want to bring, and we pack them in, and wow, it is something. So have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time. I hope you'll give it a go. It's fun. It's easy, and it can be so practical and useful. So if you're struggling with what can you do with a junk journal, these are things you can absolutely do with a junk journal. All right? You guys mean the world to me. I'll see you soon. Have great, great, great holidays if I don't talk to you. Bye, guys.